Okay, I had to include that clip because it was one of the goofiest things I have seen in Red Dead Online in quite a long time. In the middle of a moonshine run, getting waved through a roadblock, and a grizzly bear just comes out of nowhere and mauls one of the revenuers. And the other one's it's like, keep moving, bored voice. Anyway, I'm going to refrain from talking about current events like I have the last couple of issues. I'm not going to make any mention of what's going on with the burn, loot, murder movement and the cowardly, embarrassing, and humiliating submission that both regular and powerful people alike are making to that movement. Although I suppose that is a comment in and of itself. Rather, I'll talk about my outfits briefly and then just not talk. This set for today is kind of an oddball set. My favorite of the three is the hot weather outfit, which is kind of a special forces jungle trooper-like outfit, I guess you might say. Really turned out well. I didn't quite know what to do to match it, so the average and cold don't match it at all. They're just totally random average and cold outfits that have nothing whatsoever to do with the hot weather outfit or with each other. I've just kind of used odd elements that I haven't used before, and that was kind of the point, I guess. After I made the hot weather outfit, I didn't really have anything to match it. I just made some other stuff that was just kind of made up of odds and ends, pieces that I haven't used. I may actually go back and do the hot weather outfit again and try to do something that matches it a little bit closer some point in the future, but that's not going to be anytime too soon. Anyway, they're all kind of odd outfits, and the hot weather, like I said, I think is probably the easiest to attach yourself to. The other two are kind of strange and interesting, and it was interesting to make them. It was interesting to wear them around. It was interesting in particular when my walk around video was done out by roads wearing that huge winter outfit. I have decided, however, that because I throw some big game meat in my stew every time I start a session, so I've got superior stew, so I have a gold core heart all the time, and I carry around plenty of minty big game meat. If I have a gold core heart, or health, I suppose, it doesn't really matter what the weather is and if I'm wearing an outfit to match it or not, because the gold core won't wear down because I'm too hot or too cold. So I've kind of taken that as license to just wear whatever I want, so I can have a little bit more variety in what I'm wearing, rather than trying to match the outfit that my character's wearing in any given moment to the conditions that I'm in. I just have a gold core heart and wear whatever the heck I feel like wearing at any time. And if I get injured and my gold core goes away, then I eat some minty big game. Usually it's not hard for me to keep big game stocked pretty well, just because in general you tend to be ambushed by wolves so much. But because I finally went out and bought the hunting wagon, I don't skin my wolves very much anymore. I throw them, if I get attacked by a pack of wolves, I'll throw them all in the hunting wagon and take it back to crypts. So I've actually had to go out of my way to make sure that I stay stocked up. And usually what I do is I go kind of down by Shady Bell, just a little tiny bit south and east of it, where there's the road runs past through those little islands. And even on a relatively low spawning animal day, it's not hard to find at least one alligator, usually two, and you get 5 big game meat for every alligator you skin. If I kill 2, I get 10. So I've kind of done that just to make sure that I stay stocked up. I usually have to go in not too far away from there anyway to pick up a creek plum to keep my moonshine business running with the type of moonshine I prefer to make. Although I've kept my moonshine business, and in fact I've migrated almost all of my business, as much as I can do it, to tall trees. What I have found is that often the tall trees, there's not a lot of campsites there, so I often get bumped, and sometimes you get bumped to Henniganstead. You don't often get bumped to Great Plains, because that's often very busy as well, with lots of people stuck in there. But sometimes you get bumped to the southern edge of Big Valley, and those are actually pretty good campsites to have if you're in tall trees. I mean, sure, you got to cross the river, but you're actually pretty close, and those are some extremely scenic and beautiful campsites, so I haven't complained too much about them. Big Valley is another region, I suppose, in the game where some of my favorite scenery is, although I will say in general the scenery in this game is quite spectacular. And it should be. That's become commonplace in video games of a lot of different types now. I mean, GTA is a significantly older game, and it's got pretty nice scenery. Not that you see a lot of it because you're in the city mostly. Just Cause 4, my son played a lot of, and it's got beautiful scenery too. A lot of the Skyrim games have beautiful scenery. Some of the Far Cry games have beautiful scenery. I mean, beautiful sceneries, you expect that in a game now. But what I in particularly like about Red Dead Online and Red Dead 2's scenery is that I can kind of sort of place it, and there are places that I've been and places that I love in real life. I mean, it's one thing to say, oh, it's got beautiful scenery, but it's set in, ancient Greece, like, the Assassin's Creed Odyssey, for example. That's nice, and it does have beautiful scenery, but I've never been to Greece, and I don't really have any particular attachment to Greece. Red Dead Online, on the other hand, is the American West and the American Southwest, and I love the American West and the American Southwest, and I consider it my true home. Anyway, I've also thrown in a walk around with some other outfits, but I'm not going to show you how to make them. This is kind of a celebration. I did it last week when the Trader Roll had all its discounts, and it was kind of like Trader Week last week. So I did these Trader outfits. Because making outfits with the roll outfits is complicated, you can't really break them down. All you can do is have a top half and a bottom half, and you can kind of mix and match those. You can add gloves, eyewear, and hats, and that's really kind of it. So I didn't think it was worth it to show you how to make the outfits. You could probably just figure them out on your own. Anyway, I threw 3 of them in there. There's also a hot, average, and cold weather version of those. Really, that's driven by what hat you wear more than any other thing, because that's the only thing you can do it's one of the few things you can do to change the weather appropriateness of the roll outfits. Anyway, I will let this go. There's going to be more video, but I think I'm done talking for now. See you next time.